Hello learners, welcome to yet another session on tourism information. See, in the previous session we have covered very important points on the importance of tourism information. We have also seen what are the types of information which different stakeholders needs and from where these sources of information are. We have also discussed in detail the information which the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India provides. So as a continuation of that session, I have outlined a few learning objectives for you. The learning objectives of this session, you will be able to know in detail about some other government agencies apart from the Ministry of Tourism. We have the India Tourism Development Corporation, popularly known as ITDC. Then we will also talk about tourism departments in states and union territories and the Indian Railways. And after this session, you will also know about the private agencies as important sources of tourism information. You will also understand the types of information which can be sourced from the non-governmental organization and the tourism associations. And we will also understand media as a major source of information. Now, let us first look into the ITDC. The ITDC, it came into existence in October 1966, and they have a broad list of objectives of the corporation. First is to construct, take over and manage existing hotels and market these hotels, beach resorts, travelers, lodges, restaurants. To provide transport, entertainment, shopping and conventional services. To produce, distribute tourist publicity material. To render consultancy cum managerial services in India and abroad, and to carry on the business as full-fledged money changers or restricted money changers, etc. And they have to provide innovating, dependable and value for money solution to the needs of tourism development and engineering industry, including providing consultancy and project implementation. Now, to fulfill all these above objectives, the ITDC, it operates through the following 8 divisions. One is the Ashok groups of hotels. They have a number of hotels under them. Then they have the Ashok International Trade, the Ashok Travels and Tours, Ashok Consultancy and Engineering Services. Another division is the Ashok Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Management. Then they have Sound and Light Show, Ashok Events and a catering unit. At present, the ITDC, therefore, it runs hotels, restaurants at various places for tourists. It also provides tourist transportation facilities and is engaged in production, distribution and the sale of tourist publicity literature. ITDC also provides entertainment and duty-free shopping facilities to the tourists, and they have also diversified into other new avenues or innovative services, which includes education, consultancy and execution of tourism and engineering projects, etc. Now, on each of these activities, the corporation, it generates a large amount of information, and this information are in the forms of brochures, pamphlets, leaflets and other forms of media. Now, detailed information of each of this division is also given on its official website at itdc.co.in. Now, let us take an example and see how the type of information which we can source from ITDC. If you take the Ashok Travels and Tour division, now the information which can be sourced, it includes details on air ticketing, then the transport facilities that they have, like the number of coaches that they have, the number of cars which can be rented, and then they have various tour packages, honeymoon packages, student group tours, pilgrimages group tours, you name it, and then they have it. So all these are also there these are the type of information which we can get from them. Again, if you look at another division, the Ashok Institute of Hospitality and Tourism Management of the corporation. Now, this impart training and education in the field of tourism and hospitality through 2 campuses. So the location, the profile, the facilities that they have, the programs that they offer by this institution are major information which this division provides. One of the institutes, the AIH and TM Center of Excellence, is located at Hotel Samrat, while the other campus is located at the Qutub Institutional Area, which is also in New Delhi. The programs which they have on offer include a BSc degree in Hospitality and Hotel Administration, which is offered in collaboration with Indira Gandhi National Open University, IGNOU. Then they have a Bachelor's of Vocation in Food Production and a one-year diploma in Hospitality. Both of these programs, they are offered in collaboration with Jamia Millia Islamia University. Then they have a one-year diploma, and this is offered in 5 specializations. And this specialization are food production and management, food and beverage operations, housekeeping and maintenance, front office operation is one specialization, bakery and confectionery is another specialization, and these programs, they are offered in collaboration with National Institute of Open Schooling. And they have 2 more certificate and 2 diploma programs which is offered in collaboration with Amity University. Now, ITDC has also been facilitating students of various hotel management and business management schools in getting their training in the Ashok groups of hotels. Now, information detailing the procedure, how to apply, when to apply, what type of documents do you need for this type of, to avail this type of facilities, these are all accessible. Now, besides, they also have information on various skill training programs, like they have an industrial training. Then if you want to go for a training which they will pay you stipend, or you want to do an on-the-job training with them, or an apprenticeship training, or Hunar Se Rojgar, skill testing, certificate courses. There are a multitude of courses which they have, and various other customized programs which they develop and then they also impart for other public organizations. Now let us look into the state and the union territory tourism department as a source of information. Now, tourism departments and tourism development corporation has been set up by various state governments and the governments of the union territories in India. Now, in the generation of information, most states have emulated the Union Ministry of Tourism and ITDC. So, you may therefore expect to get similar information from these offices of state governments and union territories. But here the focus will be on the respective state or the respective union territory. For example, if it is the Kerala Tourism Department, then obviously the focus will be on Kerala. Now, development and maintenance of an official tourism departmental website is a mandatory exercise which all the state government and the union territory, they have taken up. However, the amount of information or the level of interactive features available to the end users or visitors to the respective website, it varies. Now, if you look at the type of information which is generally found in this website, some of the common information, it ranges from the tourist attraction at that destination, how to reach, where to go, where to stay, things to do. They have e-brochures also, beautiful photographs to supplement and then to promote the type of destinations that they have. Because basically the website that each of these tourism departments they maintain, it is to give an overall picture of the tourism potential in that destination. And usually when tourists go to a new destination, the first thing that they would like to do is they would like to visit the tourism department, because this is the most authentic form of source of information about the destination. So it is like a first window to the destination. So you have to put in as much as you can so that it is attractive, and then they come to the destination. So the tour packages that they have, the festivals and the events in the destinations, these are the information that you usually get in these websites. Now, the Tourism Development Corporation, I'm not talking about the tourism department, I'm talking about the separate Tourism Development Corporation. And since they are mainly concerned with the developmental issues, the information which they can provide, it relates to details on infrastructure development. What are the type of infrastructure development that they have taken in that destination, the schemes and the tourism policies, etc. Now, after the State Tourism Department as a source of information, let us now move on to the Indian Railways. Now, India has the second largest railway system in the world, which covers about 64,000 kilometers of track, and we have more than 7,000 railway stations, and we run about 12,000 trains each day. So railways in India travels across the length and breadth of the country, and you can say it is literally the lifeline of the Indian population. Now, with a view to promote rail tourism in India, the Ministry of Railways, Government of India has set up the Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation. It is popularly known as the IRCTC. Now, this has been set up to function as a nodal wing of Indian Railways passengers and hospitality business. What is the aim? The aim is to provide quality and upgraded services to the rail users and enhancing the rail-based tourism potentials. Now, in almost major railway stations in the country, the Indian Railways under the IRCTC have made operational the multi-cuisine food plaza. Then they are also operating many visit hotels and promotional schemes for both the domestic and the international tourism through development of railways tourism infrastructure and services are in place. Now, a number of tour packages are also there. We have the Puri Ganga Sagar Yatra Special, which may be of 9 nights, 10 days, the temple tour of Andhra Pradesh, Dakshin Bharat Yatra. These are all packages which are on offer. They have a multitude of packages. You can browse through them. And these packages, they are not limited to only the rail trips, but they also have packages including air packages within and outside the country. And IRCTC has literally changed the face of Indian Railways with the e-ticketing facility available. Now, Indian Railways, again in association with some of the State Tourism Development Corporation, it also operates special tourist trains like luxury tourist trains. Then they have the Buddhist tourist trains, the semi-luxury Bharat Darshan, Astha circuit trains, the state special tourist trains. So these are many of the facilities that they have upgraded and they have put into operation so that the tourism development of the country can be facilitated. They have chartered trains also. Now, these trains, they connect various tourist places across the country. Some of the tourist trains and coaches, we have the very popular Palace on Wheels, then the Royal Orient Express, the Golden Chariot, Deccan Odyssey. These are some of the, you can recollect them, you have seen them in advertisements and all. Then you have the Royal Rajasthan, which travels through the whole state of Rajasthan. Then you have the Fairy Queen, which is another very important tourist train. So railways contribute tremendously towards tourism as the primary mode of transport for all kinds of tourists that caters to both the domestic and the international sector. Now, it has also ventured into catering and related tourist services such as cab services, then the holiday packages we have already talked about, the educational tour, the rail passes. So these are certain innovative areas where where railways have helped the promotion of Indian tourism. With so many tourism related services on offer, Indian Railways generate a lot of tourism information. We have the list of IRCTC hotels, then you can log on and see the number of retiring rooms and lounges which are there. And the Ministry of Railways, it also has a Heritage Directorate under its Railway Board. Now, under this directorate, you can source a number of important information, like you have the list of rail museums all over the country. We have information on the galleries, the heritage parks, then heritage inventory of the Indian Railways, how it started, where it is, and where it is in the world scenario also. Then the policy matters on railway heritage conservation. This is an important area where information by researchers can be obtained. Then the information on the mountain railways of India, which is already listed on the UNESCO World Heritage site, can also is also available under this division. And the mountain railways of India, it is made up of 3 railway lines: the Darjeeling Himalayan Railways, the Nilgiri Mountain Railways, and the Kalka Simla Railway. Now let us look at the private agencies as sources of tourism information. Private agencies have over the years acquired a greater share in tourism development and promotion in the country. As of December 2019, if you go to the Ministry of Tourism website, a total of 1,111 travel trade service providers are on the approved list of MOT. Now, out of this, 56 are the adventure tour operators, 159 are the domestic tour operators, 538 inbound tour operators are there, 130 tourist transport operators, and 228 travel agents. Now, tour operators are intended at basically packaging or managing a tour. This we have understood. And the promotional activities were in the beginning ancillary in nature. But however, of late, the tour operators have also become promoters, they have also become managers altogether. And in the process of operating a tour, they generate information which would help and benefit their clients. Now let us see what are the type of categories of such informations. They give information on tourist attractions, because like the tourism departments, the tour operators have to sell their tours. So obviously they will be giving information on the area or the places of interest which they are doing their business. And the popularity of the Golden Triangle, the Delhi, Agra, Jaipur is the direct result of this kind of promotion by the tour operators. Now they also have information on boarding and lodging. This is understandable because once they are packaging the tours, then accommodation and lodging is also included in that. A tour package means everything combined, right from your travel transportation to your lodging to your the fooding that they have. Fooding may be optional in the sense they may provide breakfast and dinner, and lunch will not be complimentary. So these are the various types of information which they have. In this regard, you will also find an equally large number of books and brochures serving the purpose of hotels and restaurant guide flooding the book market. The Federation of Hotel and Restaurant Association of India, FHRAI, it publishes every year the Hotel and Restaurant Guide of India. Now this is the most informative source in this area. Tour operators, they also promote India in a big way through shopping. The shopping places where good bargains can be made, authentic sources, authentic local products can be made. These are also informations which the tour operators provide. Apart from the tour operators, the travel agents are also another important sources from where we can get the information. You see, service consumers, they tend to have a great preference for personal sources of information because maybe of the high risk factor involved in possessing and experience-based non-tangible product like tourism. Because when you buy a tourism product, you are buying a product which is not physical. You have to go and experience. So obviously the risk is high. You are investing your money, you are paying for it, but you don't know what type of experience you'll get out of it. So you would want to have an informed decision. You want to make an informed decision, and to have an informed decision, obviously information is required. So tourists consult travel agents about routes, the accommodations and the activities at the destination, and more specifically for clarifying problematic issues, like if you're applying for visa, what are the documents that I will be needing? What are the type of procedure which I have to follow if I have to go to this embassy? So these are certain areas which is very which may be for an experienced travel agent, it will be an everyday working for them, but for a layman it will be very difficult to understand the visa procedures. So they usually take the help of the travel agent here. Now, studies have also shown that older travelers, they see the travel agents as a useful source of information, and travel agents are the most used source for information both at the individual and the group level. Older nowadays, with the proliferation of the users of the internet-based applications, many of the tourists, they do their own searching over the internet. But many a times they do tend to habitually use the travel agents to do their booking. Most probably again because tourists, they appreciate human interaction and personal advice. Now, hotel industry is another main source of tourism information. There are many types of hotel in the country which sells tour packages. Apart from the rooms, they also sell tour packages to both the domestic as well as the international tourists. Now the information generated, it may include details of the area, which are being covered by the tour packages, the destination, the historical attraction of that destination, the craft attraction, the cuisine or the room tariff and services available. In many cases, the information is just a duplication of the one available in the brochure issued by the Ministry or the Department of Tourism, or maybe by the tour operators. But sometimes if you look through, you may come across a number of new and genuine piece of information, and as students of tourism, this is where you have to scan the information and then you have to keep it safely in the sense so that you can use it for your further studies, or you can use it when you would use it as and when it is required. As of December 2019, there are 1,464 approved hotels. This is listed in the Ministry of Tourism website, and a total of 1,01,588 rooms have been approved. Unclassified hotels numbers at 590, with an unclassified rooms of 29,032. Now, approval by the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India is given in the following categories. They have the bed and breakfast and homestays, then the heritage hotels, motels, star categories. Now, under the bed and breakfast also they have subcategories. They have the bed and breakfast gold, bed and breakfast silver. Homestays is also divided into homestays gold and homestay silver. Heritage hotels, heritage hotel basic, heritage hotel classic with alcohol, heritage hotels classic without alcohol, and heritage hotel grand. This is very important for you to know the different types where the classification are given. Motels is another classification where the MOT gives recognition or approval. Then under the star category, we have 1-star hotel, 2-star hotel, 3-star, then 4-star with alcohol, 4-star without alcohol, and 5-star deluxe. Then you also have 5-star with alcohol and 5-star without alcohol. So these are the various types of classification of hotels. When we talk about the non-governmental organizations in the context of tourism, this is a very interesting sector. Why we call it interesting is governmental organizations at the public forum, they are the ones who implements the policies and the programs. Now, the non-governmental organizations, they put a check. They are like a checking machine to see whether the policies and programs are in the right place or not. In India, we have a number of tourism-based non-governmental organizations. Mention may be made of Grassroots, Ecospheres, India Untraveled, Aroshi, Equation is one of them. Now, all these NGOs, they basically work towards awareness and mitigation of the negative impact of tourism in India, and eventually towards promotion of sustainable forms of tourism like rural tourism, ethnic tourism. So a lot of information on the sustainability aspects of tourism can be sourced from these NGOs. Let's take an example. This Equitable Tourism Options, also called in short Equation, which is based in Bangalore, is a research campaign and advocacy NGO working on the impact of tourism on local communities in India. They have a full-fledged research center which documents all the works that they do. They do research, they do campaign, and they advocate on issues which impacts community, and therefore they are a major source of tourism information, especially for researchers and for tourism policy makers. Now, why I am giving this example is, as students of tourism, you should be aware of both the positive and the negative impact of tourism. So while studying the policies and programs of the government, you should also know the other sources from where you can see the counter or the critical appreciation or critical remarks which are made by other sector, so that the policies and the programs in place are kept in check. So critically examining tourism policies framed by the governmental organization is one of the main specialization of this NGO called Equation. And they have a number of publications. To name a few, the Amarnath Yatra, a militarized pilgrimage. Then they have studied the tourism policy of India, and they have come up with a book called as Corporatizing Tourism in Manipur. So these are areas where they have worked on, and the experience they have put it out in the form of several documents and publications. Now, tourism information can also be sourced from tourism associations. In India, we have two important tourism associations of service providers. We have the Indian Association of Tour Operators, and the Travel Agents Association of India, just to name two of them. These associations, what they do is they basically look into their concerns of the their members. So the challenges faced by the service providers, emerging travel segments, new destination details, these are the types of information which you can get from this source. Now let us look at media as a source of information. Media is of two types. One is the print media, one is the non-print media. The main categories of print media are magazines, newspapers, journals, brochures. Then we have posters, advertisements are also there. Scripts for films, radios or televisions. Then the tourist aids like guides and shopping directories are also there. Now, newspapers and magazines have today started publishing tourism-related information in a big way. In almost all the national dailies and important magazines, even in the regional language newspapers, there is periodic reporting of special supplements on tourism. You open a newspaper, you have lots of travel-related news now. They contain information on the general as well as the specific destinations under the following heads. They cover history, geography and topography of the destination, the crafted tradition, accessibility and accommodation, cuisine, even the food festivals, they are also covered. Then the culture and customs, the travel industries and organization, aviation and surface transport, socio-economic and environmental aspects of tourism. Now these days it has become very important to focus on the environmental aspects of tourism, maybe because of the rising pollution level and the climate changes which are happening all over. So tourism is also one area where all these factors are also analyzed, and this comes up in the form of publications. Most of these write-ups today are done by reputed travelers and tourism experts, and therefore you should see that as important sources, authentic sources. Now, these writings in newspapers and magazines and all, they will also give you tariffs and off-season discounts, tour packages, the type of accommodations, and you can also find a large number of travel and tourism related books which describes the crafts and traditions of India, destination specific guidebooks. All this number of books are there in the markets today. Then you have specialized publications. Now, with the promotion of tourism as an important industry, specialized publications are there. Like as a student, you would come across books which caters to areas like tourism and travel definitions, the concepts, tourism management principles, tourism guidings, what are escorts, who are escorts. So all these things are also there. You have books on cultural tourism, the different types of wildlife tourism, hill resorts, adventure tourism. Non-print media. Now, if you look at this, today you have TV serials, sponsored programs, films, commercials, documentaries. Now, these are again important sources. The visual representation, it can show the tourist the type of services available. For example, one can have a look at the quality and the size of the room in a hotel before booking it. Or for the tour operators before they package them into a tour and so on. So in fact, non-print media is fast picking up. Let us now look at internet as a source of information. Because tourism has historically been an early adopter of new technology, and the internet is today expanding its influence as a source of information for travelers from all socio-economic groups. Tourists are now more demanding and they have become more familiarized with this emergent world of information. And the cost effectiveness of the internet and the convenience for customer is an added attractiveness. Now, the existence and the easy access to credible travel-oriented information is the key to tourist decision making. And the internet provides such information either with the click of a mouse or with the swipe of your finger, thereby helping the tourist to learn about tourist destination, the research options, conducting detailed trip planning and seeking out the best price or value. Now then they can plan their itineraries as per their choice anytime at any place. Good tourist information is particularly important for independent tourists such as backpackers. Now, the internet-based tourism information sources, it can be of four types. Blogs are there, the public websites are there, the company websites are there, and the social media websites. So now you have noticed how information becomes a crucial ingredient of success in your trade or your profession when you enter into it. The sources discussed by us are only serves as a mode, and you may initially have to select and acquire a few of them, but we strongly advise that you must not remain content with this information forever. You should upgrade your knowledge, and this is the key to success more or so in your profession. So now let us recapitulate what we have discussed in the session so far. We have discussed about government agencies like India Tourism Development Corporation, ITDC. We have talked about the tourism departments in states and union territories and the Indian Railways as a source of tourism information. We have also talked about the type of information we can get from private agencies, NGOs and tourism association, and media, especially internet, as a major source of information. So this is all I have for today. Thank you and see you in the next session.